Hi, this is David. If you ever pay attention to travel news, you probably know that there are far fewer flights going from the United States to China after COVID for a variety of reasons. But interestingly enough, if you look closely, you can still find flights via China to, let's say, Southeast Asia and other parts of Asia on either Chinese Airlines or United Airlines at a really good rate. I'm no stranger to China. I've been there a few times. I'm not from China, but I can speak the language, and we enjoy visiting by and large. Had a good time there. It's been many, many years, but I do have a 10-year visa. So I thought I'm going to try to take a flight to Taipei via Beijing. And look at it. The number of miles I used is just ridiculously cheap. You cannot not take this flight. As you know, United miles are not worth that much money nowadays, and to be able to be in the air for such a long time, actually, it's really worth it. And I done some research before going. I understand that if you just doing a layover, you can actually enter the country, meaning that you could go out of the airport for a few days, I think, without any issues. Back in the time that I made this trip, it was like 3 days, I think. But I have a 10-year visa, so I have no problem at all, right? When I showed up at the airport, this United Economy flight, they did check my passport for visa. So I don't know if you're fully aware of the layover rules yet over at the United counter. This is last year, actually. So I was able to enjoy a meal on my priority pass. And this privilege is no longer there, but I could avail to this free meal. I always go to the airport with empty stomachs so I can take full advantage of it. Um, yeah, I kind of miss some of those restaurants, not all of them. But SFO does have a relatively decent selection of food. And also, like, you could always stop in the United Club if you have a club credit card or you're flying United business or I think economy, premium economy, if I'm not mistaken. Right. So after stuffing myself with American food, I'm on my way to Asia. And look at this. This is like Full House. It's totally packed. I'm really not sure why it's so cheap. It's summer. A lot of people should be going there. And I did see a lot of kids, which is typical for a flight anywhere in the summer. But yeah, given it's a full flight, the price is, again, ridiculously good. Thanks to my United status, I get to go early and I get to see all the cabins, obviously, still somewhat empty. This time, unfortunately, I am heading straight to the back to my beloved economy cabin. But I am, after all, gold, so bump me up to economy plus. Get a little more leg room, and the first thing you notice is that this plane is relatively new, which is a great thing. You don't want to end up on an old flight when you're flying like 12 hours. And checking out what they got in terms of amenities. United's long haul flights, it's got this weird pseudo neck pillow. Honestly, it's pretty useless. It's super flat. Look at mine. Mine is just 10 times better because it's like plush and everything. It has support, but this one doesn't. I think some people actually use it on their butt. They sit on it. Supposedly make the cushion a little more comfortable. I don't know. And yeah, you need a blanket for a flight like this. I'll say pretty decent quality. I mean, United does have good stuff, like their headphone. Keep in mind, this is economy, right? So getting like a relatively flimsy but um, real headphone is not a bad thing. Yeah. So I would say I give them a thumbs up for their cabin amenities. It's pretty decent overall. All right. So let's check out the entertainment system. I mean, Fly United, long haul, like you like to watch movies and TV, then you're in the right place because the selection is great. It seems like the American Airlines really generous when it comes to investing in hardware. Because what you really need is just a big hard drive. That's really all it is. Um, so every time I fly United, no matter what the distance is, I always find it a little short because I always like their movies, stuff that I want to watch, and I need to find time to, especially the TV series. Sometimes they have box set. It's really cool. I also tried Wi-Fi, which is kind of slow, but no, not surprising. Glad they have it. So as a T-Mobile customer, you can use Wi-Fi for basic stuff. All right, so finally taking off, and very soon the typical United snack is here, followed by a meal. I would say that United has pretty much given up competing with Asian Airlines in terms of food. So it just gone kind of crazy, if you ask me, in terms of like what they offer. It's just not typical foods. Really interesting things that don't taste very good in general. I'm not sure. I've had friends with much worse experience, so I guess when I describe what I had on board this flight, they said, "Oh, yeah, you're lucky." They've had flights where the meals were vegetarian; they did not have meat. Not that I must have meat every meal, but kind of appreciate if you give me that option, right? And this pasta has some meat in it, but not a whole lot, and it unfortunately not very good. But I think I'm okay with this experience because I'm gonna land in Beijing. I'm gonna be in an airport with like tons of great food, so don't really care if the food on board is good. I just hardly ate any actually. Now there's a situation on board that I thought I should share with you all, which is during the flight. There's like kids behind me. There are kids all over this flight. So there's a kid behind me that is totally unruly, rowdy. He plays with the table, which is of course lovely, and he refuses to have the shade lowered, even though it's time to sleep. He just starts screaming, yelling, and his parents are not able to close the shade. So, and start arguing with other passengers. Like they just kept on saying, "Just do it. Just shut him up and have him do it. And you're the parents. You're responsible for the kid." Finally, the cabin captain had to come and to calm the guy down by just really lifting her voice and looking stern, and the problem was solved. Anyway, but the guy kept on crying and stuff like right behind me. So hey, cool. All right, well you got what you pay for. I get it. All right, so time for sleep. But 2-3 hours into the flight, they start walking around and hand out like sandwiches if you want one, which is kind of interesting. I thought I just ate maybe like 4 or 5 hours. I don't know. I was like half asleep when they came out and was awakened. It's daytime U.S., so couldn't really sleep that well. Anyways, so I got a sandwich, had half of it. It's actually quite good. They heat it. It's like a panini, so it's pretty awesome. The cheese is great. So just thought I mentioned that the seat economy plus is pretty comfortable. It's really good enough. Not only that, the seat is comfortable. I think it's got everything you need. It's got a working everything like headphone jack, charger, and yeah, it's a new plane. And what can I say? I just love it when everything works. So one of the things I always review is the restroom. The restroom is tiny. The newer the plane, at least I'm finding that, the smaller the restroom is. It's just tiny. It's like, I don't know. You can't really turn around there. Not even that big. So there we go. Another meal just got here. This is, I would say, not terrible. It's got some meat, like chicken. It's got some rice. It's got like bread, cookie. I would say that I've had worse. So especially on the American airlines or even European airlines had some bad food as well. So it's not too bad. Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about the Beijing airport. Not going into the country, I have like 5 hours, but still want to check out the airport as much as I can and maybe go like into the country through immigration just for the heck of it because I can. And also like there's definitely better food. That's the problem, I would say, with a lot of countries. My native country of Taiwan, they did a great job in putting a lot of great food in the what you call restricted area, right? Which is like if you transit, you can stay there, but you cannot go into the country unless you want to. And so a lot of countries, their airport, when you're in the restricted, like the gate area, the restaurant selection is really not that great, or not that many, because not that many people like go to the airport and sit down for a meal, or when you transit, very often you already ate on board, and so the selection of restaurants are really better in the outside of the airport, which is not the case in the U.S. at all, right? In the U.S., it's very, very basic food anywhere in our airport. So in the case of Beijing, like you have to kind of enter the country, go through immigration and all that. They ask you, hey, how long are you going to be here for? You can say, 5 hours. They look at you funny, but they let you in, right? And there are tons of restaurants and stores and people as well. Speaking of people, like I would say that this airport is really spectacular. It's huge, right? Like one of those Middle Eastern huge airports. It's the only comparison I have. Not that the American airports are not huge, but they typically have a lot of people and very dense, very crowded, like Chicago, Denver, Houston. I can name a few of those, but they're just not as big as these, Asian airports. This one is just huge, but it's huge for a reason, right? They have a lot of people. And what surprised me is that this airport on this day, it's a weekday. Granted, it's not weekend, but it's still not very crowded at all. I actually even went to the airline check-in counters. I found a lot of counters that are either empty or have like very few people. So it's pretty consistent with what we've heard that air travel has gone significantly down because they're, foreign airlines, there are fewer of them flying in and out. And a lot of the short haul domestic travel has been taken over by high-speed rail because it's so fast, efficient. You don't have to go through immigration and customs or security check, security after security, right? So it's much easier. So that explains why the airport is so empty. Okay, so time for some food of walking. Um, Food here is really spectacular. I would say the selection is awesome. There are several areas where it's like a food court setting, but you could also go into a restaurant. But it's like 3 p.m., so restaurants are completely empty, right? So I decided to try some of these eateries. I'm gonna have a few meals because I am hungry after 12 hours of food. That's what happens. So start with dumplings. I would say they're average, unfortunately. The dumpling wrap it's, it's mushy made, and the filling is basic, though, and also like they give you all kinds of condiments and little things, and even free soup. The soup has nothing in it. It's soup that they boil dumplings with. All right, so shopping around a bit, a lot of interesting looking stuff. And keep in mind, this is not free area. This is actually where everybody can stop by access. Um, it's with tax sales area, and it has a lot of fun stuff to shop. I mean, you could spend some time here if you're a shopper, and you will find things to buy. And another thing with these airport is that they often have amenities that are um, very economical and good. So Beijing Airport actually has a massage place where you can use Priority Pass. They give you half an hour for free. How awesome is that, right? Don't forget to leave a tip. All right, so next meal, I'm going to do a different food hall. This one has so many. It's so hard to decide. I know for sure that I'm gonna want something that is a little uniquely Chinese or very mainland China ish. So get my money worth. So I walked around a lot to burn some calories and decided to have um, Xinjiang barbecue. It's basically Muslim halal food. And with the barbecue, there's also a empanada kind of thing with lamb inside, which is awesome. Gotta try this again. All right, time to go back out. Just want to check out this airport a little more. Back into the gate area. Oh my goodness, there's just so much space. I think the anticipation is like hundreds and thousands of people be walking here at this moment, but instead there are like five. And there are very few flights. I think 5 out of 20 gates have flights when I was there. It's really interesting. And apparently, everyone, instead of eating in these food courts that are cheap, they are sitting in a nice restaurant with a gorgeous view of sunset, having real food, right? Well, most of the stores here are closed anyway, so they're like 2 restaurants. I guess I have no choice. But still, this restaurant is quite spectacularly situated. And people are just enjoying their last meal in Beijing before they board whatever flight going wherever. Checking out the duty-free shops is the same feeling, man. It's like no one in there. I don't know how they're making their ends meet. No lines to check out. It's cool for me. So finally gonna board the flight. If you ask me what the overall experience is, I would say the flight is mediocre. It's all right. Did a job. It got me here. The airport is amazing. Love this airport. And love all Asian airports actually. Sorry, America. Some of the European airports are cool, but most of them are not really. So if you ever fly to somewhere in Asia, like I strongly recommend that you instead of flying direct and it's like really really long flight, make it a flight with a stopover in Japan, Korea, Taiwan, or somewhere in China, and enjoy the airport. that's it for now. Thanks again for checking out ABCD See the World. Have a lot more exciting videos to share with you, so please do subscribe and share with your loved ones. Thank you.